We got Switzerland, one of the few nations on Earth where in 2026 they still hold referendums. In the European Union, they stopped holding referendums since Jan-Claude Juncker, the president of EU at the time, said that if you want to destroy Europe, keep holding referendums, right? So the continent of Europe is so weak, so fragile, that it's very vulnerable to just allowing people to express themselves via vote. But in Switzerland, they do hold referendums, and they do it quite often, usually on important issues. And they horrify experts because the citizens seem to reach different conclusions than what the scientific consensus holds. Last time, I believe, they voted on the fact that they don't want paper money to be abolished. They prefer to allow citizens to keep using currency, even if in the future we would have a digital coin. Now they're holding a different referendum, which is basically asking the population if Switzerland should have more than 10 million people. They call it the Sustainability Initiative, which is quite hilarious because if you're thinking about it, sustainability is all about protecting the planet, right? And the current danger, like what's going to destroy Earth right now, is carbon dioxide. Right. Here's the interesting part. In Somalia, if you happen to live there, right, you own your Somalian hut or whatever, even if you want to produce as much carbon as humanly possible, you physically cannot. Like, there is no infrastructure there to allow you to produce carbon, right? But if I take you from Somalia and I place you in the European Union, just by buying a video gaming rig and playing World of Warcraft on high resolution on a gaming PC and then using AI and softwares and all of that, you are going to amplify your carbon footprint by quite a significant amount, right? And so if you actually want to protect the world from environmentalism, then you shouldn't be for mass migration. Because you're taking people that aren't polluting and you're giving them the infrastructure and the possibility to pollute. This is why I found it hilarious when they're calling this the Sustainability Initiative. Because yes, like, this is actual true sustainability, right? If the world is dying. But what does this initiative actually say? Well, what they're saying is that, first of all, how to count people in Switzerland. They're not counting citizens. They're not counting birth rates. They're counting literally everybody, right? So every single person that has a permanent residence in Switzerland is being counted by the census. So illegal asylum seekers, Switzerland citizens, as well as anyone besides tourists, basically. But even people with worker visas, right? And so what this initiative is saying is that if the number ever reaches 9.5 million, then the government should stop it with the immigration. If the number ever goes past 10 million, then other measures start appearing, including stopping family reunifications, including stopping travel to and from the European Union. So it's pretty harsh, right? Now, the question is, will it pass? Well, it's kind of 50-50, right? Because I looked at the polls, and what it seems is that currently the Swiss people, the people from Switzerland, they want it to pass. I think it's like 56% of people for. The problem is that if you look at most of the Switzerland referendums, initially a lot of people say yes, sure, okay. But then there is another campaign which says, all right, but if it passes, these are the consequences. And usually the second campaign is what lowers the yes vote by a significant margin, usually like 5, 6, 7%. And this is like within the range of possibility. The consequences, well, punishments from the EU, even if Switzerland is not in the European Union, they do have treaties. They also have treaties with Dublin and other international obligations. And so those are the problem, right? And there's going to be a huge campaign, I assume, from the people that don't want Switzerland to lock their borders to convince people not to vote yes. Now, there is some conversation to be had here. most of the people in Europe, they have money in Switzerland, and so they're not really interested in destroying Switzerland, right? And Switzerland is not in the European Union, and so for immigrants to actually get to Switzerland is a little bit more difficult. And so there may not be the appetite to pump a lot of money into making a campaign against this referendum, and due to that, the Switzerland people may actually pass it. What's also interesting is that this is a nation that has an actual democracy. I see a lot of edgelords on social media hating democracy, but this is what it actually looks like when you have people that are allowed to talk with each other, where you have politicians that are consulting the people on important matters. And even when it comes to immigration, from my understanding, if you want to move in a Switzerland neighborhood, the community there gets to have a referendum in some cases, and they may decide if they want you in or not. And there's not accusations of racism, sexism, or bigotry like that. That doesn't exist in their language. So yeah, like a lot of people that are skeptical, oh, too much freedom, too much democracy. It's like, no, we don't have freedom, we don't have democracy, we have authoritarianism, we have nudging, we have safetyism. Switzerland, on the other hand, does seem to actually have more democracy than many nations on earth. We used to have that in Europe back in the day. Like, we actually used to hold referendums. We actually did consult people on important policies. We don't do that anymore for some interesting reason. The last referendum that was of significant importance was the Brexit referendum, if you guys remember that. And for some magical, mysterious reason, after the Brexit referendum, politicians do not really care what people think, or if they want to know, they just do a polling. Funnily enough, I have never been called or answered or asked any political questions from any pollster ever, nor do I know anyone that was called or asked any question by any pollster ever, but I see it on the news. You know, I constantly see it on the news as if it's a religious decree. This is how Romanians feel about X, Y, and Z. It's a trusted poll organization. Like, okay, it may very well be, but it's very weird, again, that I don't know a single person, and I know quite a few. Like, I don't know a single person that has been polled on anything. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Like, maybe it happens somewhere, but definitely not in my neighborhood. Right, so we'll see what the Swiss... Is it okay to say Swiss? Like Switzerland, Swiss. Is Swiss Sweden? Sweden is Swiss. Huh? Switzerland is different? How do you say Swiss? Whatever. Anyway, we'll see what they have to say about this issue. My chances, my prediction is that it's probably not going to pass. They don't have that many yeses. But of course, my prediction and what actually happens in reality are two different things. So if it passes, I will let you know. Anyway, right, it's interesting if it passes. I do want it to pass because I want to see what the European Union is going to say, right? Like, they're really big on migration, so I'm curious. Let me know what you guys think, though. As usual, I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.